Oof. We got a lot to cover. He's been cheating and you're stuck. So who's stuck, him or you? This video is ridiculous. Actions speak louder than words. Relationships, they should complement you, not complicate you. We've got this. Okay, a woman writes in. It's a rather long email. I'm not going to be able to get to the whole email. But she writes in, she's been married for several years, 15, 16 years, has 3 kids. Everything went sour, or a little bit south, started getting a little bit weird a couple of years ago because her husband was in a career and he's been working that job for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And out of the blue, for no apparent reason, out of the blue, he shows up. You know what? This isn't for me. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this job. You know what? I'm going to do something different. And he doesn't career up. So he careers down, less money, less responsibility. And that was a huge red flag to her. She didn't get that. And as time would go on, her friends still remained in touch with her where he worked. And so what she hears now is, they approach her. They're like, hey, listen, we don't want to get involved in your marriage, but you need to know, your husband didn't leave here on good terms. He was fired. And he was fired because he was having affairs with women while he was working. Several different women while he was working. So she's writing in and she's like, he's lying about that. What the hell else is he lying about? Now I feel like I'm stuck. Quality of your life is going to be dependent upon the questions that you ask yourself and the questions you ask of your spouse or who you're married to. Some of these questions can include things like, hey, how many times has he been married? 2 or 3 times? What was the relationship with his wives? Did it end well? Bitter? Was he cheating before? Is he a liar? Is he a bad communicator? Does he have kids from a previous marriage? What's the relationship with his kids? What's the relationship with his parents? Did he come from a broken home? Were they lying, cheating, or when he would communicate, was he the type of guy that when he doesn't get his way, he just gets frustrated, blows up, and acts out until he gets his way? The other question you have to ask yourself is you yourself. You have to look, how many times have you been married? How many kids do you have? And are they from the same father? And if not, why? And what was the relationship like with the boyfriends that you had? How many boyfriends did you have? How did that end? How did you communicate when there was a problem? When you were communicating, were you open and honest and upfront? Or did you stonewall and passive aggressive and take out your anger, but in a different way? Or the good old silent treatment. 95% of all your happiness is going to come from the person that you're married to. That should be a warning sign of you moving forward. And most certainly, you need to know this. When people tell you and they show you by their actions who they are, believe them. Believe them. Because people don't change the essence of who they are. They can become a better version. They can become better at lying when they get caught. They can pretend to be a better communicator. They can pretend like they're not cheating. So, one final thought moving forward when we're looking at this situation. I asked, it kind of stumped me for a little bit. So I asked around and I got some interesting answers. Some of the answers were, well, of course, leave, pack up and go. Another one was, no, stay, work it out, for the kids, because maybe you can rekindle the love. Another one was, and I couldn't believe this. One of them was, don't do anything, just pretend like it's not going on. And let me tell you something, it's a lot more complicated than that. And none of those answers are correct. We're going to finish this thing up with some final comments and quotes. Okay, I want to leave you with this final comment and a couple of quotes. Saying that you're stuck is a choice. And going forward, nothing I'm going to say, not a counselor, your priest, nothing anybody's going to say is going to change your situation. No one can make you make a difference and move forward. It's up to you. There's nothing I'm going to do in this video that's going to magically make things different and make a change in your life. But some thoughts that I have is that you may be in love with the fantasy of what you want, but not the reality of what you have. And by just settling is a passive way of just coping. And most certainly, people never change. I mean, people will do more to avoid pain than to fix a problem. And the first step to move forward in this is that you can't live in the past, and you certainly can't foolishly hope for a better future. I want to leave you with this final quote. I'm not sure who said it, but no one will ever say or do anything to you that you don't invite. And most certainly, if you do not value and respect yourself, nobody else will. So, if this topic was of value to you, please hit the subscribe button wherever it's going to show up on here, and also the arrows up button. Feel free to leave your questions, your comments, or concerns. You can also reach me at LifeOptionsDavidK.com, LifeOptionsDavidK@gmail.com, and you can either email me and leave a comment on a topic or title or a discussion for a future video. So, until then, let's get to work.